Hello. It's about 7:45 on the first day of class in the evening, and so far I've heard from Ming, Christina R, and Christina C. I noted that Christina R spells her name with a H and Christina C spells her name without a H, but I think it might be a little confusing, so I'm going to call you Christina R and Christina C. And I've also heard from you and Angeline and Marwan and Matt and Jamie Lee and Mark and Lauren. So welcome to you all. That's 10 of you, which is a nice number for a class. Maybe we're going to have a couple of people join us in a couple of days. I think my best advice at the moment is to make sure that you have read and understood the syllabus, particularly note 1 on the syllabus, which is probably the most important part, and that is that you have to do your responses, your first discussion response, which is the longer response, by noon on most days. So for tomorrow, for Wednesday's class, you need to have read chapter 1 of the textbook and have written a response by noon. And then you need to log back on by midnight and leave another response that talks about what 3 other students have said. So this is just a routine that you'll get into and you'll figure out when you're actually going to do the work. For a lot of people, particularly those who work, they do all the work in one go. So when the class gets underway, this will make more sense. But if you have to read chapter 2, what you'll do is log on and make your responses to chapter 1, read chapter 2, do your response for that the night before. And so although it's only due by noon, you'll be getting in early and you'll only have to do one chunk of work. It'll make more sense as the class progresses. So that's my best advice for you right now, is to figure out how you're going to fit this amount of work into what's probably otherwise quite busy lives and still hit all your deadlines. You have a little bit more wiggle room in the first few days of class. If something you didn't realize had to be in at a certain time, I can give you some leeway while we get the class going. But by at least Thursday, Friday, you should be getting everything regularly in on time and have got yourself into a routine. 60% of your grade is for your discussion board posts, so take them seriously. It's a lot of work, but this is the only sort of opportunity that you have to let me and your classmates know what you're thinking and how much you're understanding what it is you've read. There is an exam as well, which I've emailed to you all and is available on the website as well. So the thing with the exam is the questions are already given to you right at the beginning of class, so as you're reading, go through and answer the questions as well. That way, don't wait till June the 16th when you have to email me your midterm. You can already right now be filling in the exam, and the exams will tell you which chapter numbers the questions are relevant to. It'll be much easier if you do it this way. So we had some interesting responses today, and I just after noon, about 1 or 2 o'clock, I logged on and made responses to some people's. That doesn't mean to say I haven't read the rest of them, and I'll probably respond again tomorrow. And I'm going to wait until I have a few more reviews of Hernando Cortez's Hero or Villain to read before I respond to that. So one last piece of advice: make sure that you look at the assignments and gradings. I've tried to lay it out as clearly as I can what I expect from you and what's going to get a good grade. And I've also left you examples for both reviews and the discussion posts of the kinds of things that's going to get an A or a B or a low C, so you can sort of gauge where your writing is yourself, so you don't get misled and do something that's too short or too frivolous. Okay, you can always leave me a message on the discussion board under Ask Dr. C. That's probably the best way. It's just something about the mechanics of the course, and then other people can have the benefit of my answer as well. Or you can always email me. I will be in touch with another video tomorrow night after I've hopefully read your reviews and your first discussion responses, which are due by noon. Okay, thank you, and good evening.